This episode is brought to you by Accenture. When your advertising operations fall out of sync, everything else follows. Spotify and Accenture are working together to reinvent the rhythm of ad sales, using automation, analytics, and smarter workflows to simplify campaign delivery and access better data across the business. The result? Less time spent on operations, more time connecting brands with the moments and fandoms that matter most. Learn more at accenture.com/Spotify.
Are all batteries the same? That's like asking if all soccer players are the same. Take Messi, the most decorated player ever. Is there any other player who has achieved that? No, just him. Now take Duracell. Is there any other battery with power boost ingredients inside? No, just Duracell. Remember, goats only trust goats because they're built different. And Messi only trusts Duracell.
Running a small business means I wear lots of hats. When I put on my hiring hat, I can count on LinkedIn Hiring Pro to make it easy. LinkedIn Hiring Pro helps manage my hiring workflow, puts my job post in front of a unique network of professionals, and matches me with the best candidates for my business. I can also share my job with my network. No other job site lets me do that. No wonder most small businesses say they'd use LinkedIn Hiring Pro again. Hire right the first time. Post your job for free on LinkedIn today at linkedin.com/quality.
My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer, whiskey, wine or gin. Anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking.
Welcome in. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I'm here with Thad Bell and Robert Russert. It is an early morning after a late night here in Kansas City after Colombia, Ghana last night. But we're here, we're doing it. We're going to talk U.S. national team. We've got the Bosnia-Herzegovina game to review, and then a big game here with Belgium coming up. So let's talk about the Bosnia game. Robert, they survived. Obviously, the big thing is Balogun here. We're going to get to that. But outside of that, what did you think of the Americans?
Well, we came out the way we came out against Paraguay and the way we tried to come out against Australia, etc. But this team is just nonstop with their attitude, with the way they're playing, and the Pochettino's got them playing a system that is, a smothering system, and that is taking advantage of, the strengths of almost everybody, it seems. I hate to be too glowing, but you got to be impressed. And, as you said, we'll get to it, but their composure when things didn't go so well was also, equally as impressive.
So Thad, I like this. He's saying he's putting everyone in the right positions and freedom and all of that. And I agree. I think that's been the theme of what I've saw right from the Paraguay game. But I did hear Jurgen Klinsmann have a thought that maybe he's not putting Christian Pulisic in all of the right spots for success.
What does Jurgen Klinsmann know about this thing called coaching? No, man. The guy's obviously a super knowledgeable soccer player, and he's been a coach and has done some good things there. But where did he think that Christian Pulisic should be playing? I mean,
I don't know if it's like maybe not where on the field, but I think he was saying it's not designed enough for Christian to prosper.
Well, I would disagree because I don't want this to be designed for Christian to prosper. I want this to be designed for Christian to be a weapon that another team has to worry about, while McKinney can prosper, while Tillman can prosper, while I could just go down a list of a few more names, but you get the point, right? I don't want it to be a Portugal have to get the ball to Ronaldo type of situation, right?
Yeah.
We've heard and we have seen how Portugal is probably a better team without Ronaldo on the field a lot of times, although he has actually done a couple of good things now. So I would disagree with that. I think he's doing pretty well with Christian, and having those other weapons out there allows Christian to be more creative and be more free. I think that's actually putting him in his best spot.
Yeah, Robert, I mean, I think I get what Jurgen was saying there. There were times that Christian wasn't as effective as he was maybe in the first half against Paraguay. But Yeah, I mean, they got the 2-0 result, still didn't concede any more goals, against a team that they were gonna have to that was gonna put up a tough shot and give every opportunity to get the ball in a dangerous area. So, I think I'm just chalking it up to this didn't necessarily work for Christian to do everything, but the team got the job done.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to talk about this a little bit later too, and I know Thad wanted to say had Balogun prosper as well, but he stopped. Uh, so, maybe Christian an option there, but yeah, I mean, you can't complain with the results. I mean, we're through, we survived, and we're playing confidently and playing with joy. So, forget Jurgen.
Yeah, and also the farther you go into the World Cup, the tighter it gets, the harder it gets, the more 1-0 games, 1-1 games, things like that. It gets tighter. 2-0 over Bosnia is not a bad result.
No.
And it yeah, there was France destroyed Sweden 3-0
Mhm.
in this round. Spain destroyed Austria 3-0, but I think all the other games, Mexico over Ecuador was 2-0. But all the other games, Switzerland, Algeria, okay, I keep getting but the rest of them are all one-goal games. I mean, so over
Well,
half the games
still
were one-goal games.
yeah, you still only said, like, 3 games there, and there were
Yeah,
16 of them, so
and that's pretty I expected Algeria to not advance further, but it was a pretty close game for 2-0 for that. But we saw Argentina last night. We could talk about other games later, but it's the later you go in the World Cup, the more likely it is to be a 0-0, 1-1 game and go to penalties. And, last World Cup was decided by that, right?
Yeah, the point you're making there is a great one that it was still only the round of 32, but there were some insane round of 32 games. It's obviously proven there are no easy games in the World Cup, and for as much heat as the Americans have taken for not playing great teams yet and being excited about it, they've taken care of business so far, outside of the Turkey game, but I think we all understand that one. All these other ones with basically the first choice lineup, Robert, they've taken care of business and looked pretty good while doing it.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how England goes to Mexico, and they won't get CONCACAF because it's not CONCACAF's competition, but they're going to realize, how difficult the U.S. has it when they're playing some of these countries in the South or Central America or Mexico. So it'll be interesting.
I cannot wait for England to have to experience CONCACAF like that. And also if they play like they did against Cabo Verde, the Mexicans will eat them alive.
Maybe so.
Or not Cabo Verde, whoever they played. I forgot who they played, but
In the last match. Yeah.
oh,
DR
Congo.
Congo.
Congo is who they almost
Yeah. You were
blew it to.
close.
Dr. Congo.
So back to the Americans, at least for a while. Timothy Tillman, man of the match, got
Go
the
try that again. Malik
The other
Tillman.
Timothy Tillman. I did this last night while talking about the game. I was going with his big brother, Malik Tillman, man of the match. Had the free kick. He's been doing it all tournament, Thad. He's become one of my favorite players, maybe one of the most important players on the team.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think Robert spoke highly of him before the tournament, and I give Robert credit for that. That was you, wasn't it, Robert?
You
Yeah,
say
I,
yes.
I go ahead. I thought he was going to be key in this match too, but go ahead, Dad.
Yeah. So, but I'm just giving you credit for having, predicted Tillman would be a important piece, and he's shined. I mean, he's been one of the best players out there, if not the best player in many times. That was a beautiful free kick on an injured foot, no less. Do you see that? Like,
Yeah.
do you see the pictures of his bloody foot?
Yes.
Not pretty, not pretty. But no, as somebody broke down the aerodynamics, the physics of that free kick. Very impressive. You just look the way he struck it, where he struck it in his foot, and yeah, very
All very
impressive.
deliberate.
Yeah.
And I liked the conversations there beforehand. Anthony Robinson was maybe wanting to get in there, and I was at
God.
Grand Falloon watching this one, and Malik has just been so on point. He's been doing all the corner kicks, pretty much all of the set pieces, and all of the. We haven't scored on the corner kick, and especially we didn't against Bosnia, but every single one of those he sends in there is right into a great spot. And now that we had this one, I was like, if anyone else touches this, I'm gonna be so mad. This is Malik's ball. And yeah, it was just very deliberate, very well taken. Gave us that moment. Hopefully, gave the next generation of players in this country one of those moments. I saw a video of the ball boy on the sideline getting to watch that, and just there was a sideline reporter that just videoed this kid in front of her just having the time of his life. That's beautiful. That just fills me up, man. And yeah, every game that the US can keep going here, we get some more of those moments, and really happy for Malik.
Yeah, and his reaction to it was kind of like, okay, that's what I do. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
excited, sure, but yeah, he's like, okay, yep,
No,
there you go.
that's I said on this show, maybe the last episode, he plays with this absurd confidence, and that it's like a swagger that he has that borders on a nonchalance, like that he almost isn't locked in enough, but he is. He just has a guy bearing down on him, and he just looks like he's having a stroll in the park. It's really impressive. Absolutely loving Malik.
I want to go back to something you said earlier, not necessarily in relation to Tillman, but they're taking care of business. And I think that that's one of you got guys like Tillman who are just taking care of business. Like it's just normal everyday thing that I'm going to go out there and play in a World Cup and be really freaking good. Right. But the team is taking care of business. And the fact that when they did go down a man, they just played. They did a professional, high level team job of killing the game and then getting another one at the end to seal it. They're just taking care of business. It's like I it's a level that the national team may have won a game like that in the past, but it would have been a mad scramble. It would have been crazy. It would have been everything else. This one, not that there wasn't moments, but it was just we're going to take care of this game and kill it and control it.
And Robert, I'll keep ringing that bell. I give that to Poch and that leadership and the environment he's cultivated there, and on not having anybody panic.
And remember, we scored 4 goals, guys. I mean, 2 were called back, including one,
Yeah.
that was after we went down to 10. So, and we're being productive. We're creating chances. And what more can you ask for?
Yeah, that was truly one of the most proud moments I've had this World Cup. Was that response. That was American exceptionalism at its best. And they're going to need that to win the next one without Balogun. Thad, where do you stand on this red card?
Oh man, I see how it was done once he went to VAR, but
Yeah.
I know intent is not part of it, but it was not reckless what he was doing. He was battling for a ball and he stepped. Because that's the biggest thing is it should be because it's reckless, right?
Yeah.
Like the guy who broke the Canadian player's leg, there was no intent there to break his leg, but he did come in and swipe at him, which was reckless, right?
Yeah.
I don't so this is battling for the ball and stepping. If he had looked at him and did it, yeah, that's absolutely deserving of a red. But that there was no intent there. There was no recklessness to it. It was just battling for the ball, and he stepped on him. And again, I see why it looks so bad when you slow it down and stills and everything else. But again, it's because it went to VAR, because they decided to call him over there. I see why it was a red. I hate it though. Shouldn't have
Yeah.
been.
I think the fact that it goes to VAR is what does it. We have seen all the other screenshots from around the tournament of studs going on
Yeah.
ankles and raking through calves, but none of those went to VAR. And I think most of those are because, like you said, there really wasn't any intent. And so there's no need to go punish this person. And if there's no result, that's another thing you see sometimes in this. Sometimes it wasn't that bad of a challenge, but a guy got really hurt and someone gets punished for it. And this was the opposite. The guy stood right up and kept playing the rest of the game. He was perfectly fine. And yeah, with the no intent, no recklessness, okay. And you're saying he was battling for the ball. My whole thing, there wasn't a challenge. He didn't go in for a challenge,
Right.
and they're barely even battling for the ball. And my thing here, I know intent is not part of it, but a defender should be allowed to exist. And if he's just moving in a normal play, gravity simply pulls his foot to the ground because gravity is a force of nature in our world. He wasn't stepping in, he wasn't making a challenge in any way. It's just at a certain point a defender needs to be allowed to exist, and no intent, nothing in there. So it's just really, really, really hard done there. But yeah, Thad, you're right. Once they called it over to look at it, it's like once you see that, it's like how what else are you looking at if the guy didn't call you over to give some discipline there?
I mean, it's even arguable that it was the attacking player's fault because Balogun was, trying to get his foot on the ball, and the way that the other guy moved his body moved Balogun's foot. You could argue
Yep.
too, but
Yep.
consistency is what you want from referees across the board. That's not going to happen. You're not going to get the same calls in this game and that game because of different referees. But you want consistency in the game. This guy wasn't calling anything. But
Right.
Cody, I think your point is right because VAR called him over. I don't think he was even going to give a yellow in that situation because he
No.
hadn't been doing it all
Yeah.
game. So, why
Yeah.
then?
I, I know, like we will always say that we want consistency, and I think within a league you should have consistency way better than we do sometimes. But in the World Cup, because you have players from all over the world, have referees from all over the world, they tend to have crews from the same country or similar
Hmm.
area reffing together. They don't call the game the same in Brazil as they do in England, as they do in the US, as they do in et cetera, wherever countries. And that does change it a lot of how they seem to approach these games. I think certain refs definitely try to, as a ref told me one time, you should ref the game as it is expected to be refed, which just basically means how the general reffing population sees that game. Like, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Because the way he said it at one point, I kind of got irritated. Like, oh, we should see it how we should ref it and call that play as everybody thinks we should, or in the reffing thing. But it just means that you have a consistency, that they're trying to have a consistency, but because you're in different countries, you're just not getting it. I didn't say that very well.
Okay. Any other thoughts or shout outs from this game?
Uh,
Okay, so in our Slack channel, we had a little discussion, brief, about Freeze. I mean Freeze. Um, I think he's doing well. I used the
Yeah.
word great, maybe a little strong. Somebody else used a different word like shaky. Where do you guys stand on Freeze's performance?
I will say I am not in love with Freeze, but he is our best option.
Yeah.
I was less impressed with Turner in his one game. We know Turner can put in good games. He just hasn't as recently. Yeah.
Yeah, I like Freese. Um, Not a legendary keeper that we have often come to the World Cup with, but I think he's doing well enough. Bosnia tried a bunch of tricks in that game. The causing a mess in front of the goal and then trying an Olympico,
Mm-hmm.
the trick off of a goal kick. They did a few of those things to try to catch the US by surprise, and Freese was there.
Yeah.
He dealt with that Olympico really well, like having to
Right.
come back for that. And like I know getting it okay, but then to not give up an easy rebound or something after that, that was just really well taken to get that out of there. He yeah, I think he's done well enough.
Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, Lempico especially, I was impressed with how he handled that. So
Yeah. Yeah.
agreed.
Yeah.
Harvard educated guy. I let them there's something there that makes me feel good having that back there, you know? I think it was like 1 year. I think he did
Yeah.
maybe
Renowned
maybe
college for producing great soccer players.
maybe a semester.
Hey, there's some. It's a distinguished list.
Let me have that. I'm grasping at straws here then.
Yeah.
Okay. Uh yeah, good stuff for the Americans there. I think it was a good game plan. Got out of it without conceding a goal, and Poch still has him rocking. So, okay, let's
Spe-
go ahead.
I was just gonna say, speaking, it's towards the end of that game, Poch brought on, because when he was subbing off Pulisic and others, I was thinking, oh, he's gonna bring on a more defensive player just to kind of trying to help close it out. He brought in Pepe, and
Yeah.
like, yeah, still gonna bring in the like for like players or as close as he could, and to keep up the attack, which I thought was interesting, but it worked out well.
Well, part of that system was still being aggressive up front, and we're a Kansas City show here, and we had Peter Vermees for all those years. The first defender is the striker, and
Yep.
that might have just been, yeah, you keep healthy legs up front and keep the ball out of the back where they can cross it into the box repeatedly. So yeah, I like that. Okay, let's take a quick break, and we'll come back talk about how to survive without Balogun.
Hey, it's Bill from the Bill Simmons podcast. FIFA World Cup 26 fans, listen up. Is the official beer sponsor of the FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra is giving away $1 million worth of FIFA World Cup 26 tickets and prizes. Enter now at michelobultra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26. Michelob Ultra FIFA World Cup 26 superior access. No purchase necessary. Open U.S. residents 21 plus begins on December 1st, 2025. Ends on July 31st, 2026. Multiple entry periods. Visit www.michelobultra.com/superior access/FIFA World Cup 26 for free entry deadlines, prizes, and details.
This summer, soccer is here, and so are the watch parties. And Uber Eats has your game day essentials covered with 30% off orders from Aldi, Kroger, and Dollar General. Everything you need to keep your crowd happy, delivered straight to your door. Chips, dips, fresh ingredients, and more. Order in so you can lock in for the games. 30% off your grocery order, only on Uber Eats for a limited time.
Pace Checkout is offered by your banks and credit unions. So when you shop online at participating merchants, your cards appear in one place, ready to use and kept up to date. And the best part, your actual card number isn't shared when you check out, because boundaries are healthy, like no work emails after 6. One small step for boundaries, one big leap for checkout. Pace. It checks out. Activation required. See pace.com to learn more. Terms and conditions apply.
Tomorrow morning is knocking. Stock your fridge now. How about a creamy mocha frappuccino drink? Or a sweet vanilla? Smooth caramel maybe? Or a white chocolate mocha? Whichever you choose, delicious coffee awaits. Find Starbucks Frappuccino drinks wherever you buy your groceries.
All right. We've got Belgium on Monday nights, and they are doing it without Flo Balogun. Robert, do you have a... Actually, no. We already know the question. Everyone loves Pochettino at this point. Very grateful for what he's doing. Thinks he's doing very well. But at the same time, it seems like everybody disagrees with his thoughts on Pepe versus Haji Wright. Where do you stand on this? Do you like Pepe filling in? Do you like Haji? Where do you stand?
All right. So when Pepe's been on, he doesn't have, and he hasn't done anything to make me say, "Oh wow." I mean, I know he's a good player. I know he's a good combiner. He's got a good IQ. He's a good finisher. I get all that. That's why he's on the roster. But I just have not seen anything from him in the lead up games. I haven't seen anything in the time that he's played in this World Cup. So he hasn't instilled the confidence. He doesn't have the pace that Balogun has. I mean, nobody else does either. But I think that the other option, the Haji Wright, I know he's been battling an injury, fits the like for like a little bit better in this situation. He's 6'3", he's got deceptive speed, he's a good finisher, just as good as Pepe, I think. And I think he can win the battle in the box and also have that dynamicism, off the ball, making runs and using his the speed. I just haven't seen much from Pepe at all. How about you guys?
Yeah, Thad, I'll go to you for this one, but he just said that Haji seems like more of a like for like sub, and I think that's where all of us are thinking there, because that does seem quite logical. But I almost wonder the way he seems so adamant with Pepe, and it could be because Haji dealing with an injury, but it's almost like he doesn't even necessarily need the like for like. He likes this other thing that Pepe is going to bring and what they can do with him.
Yeah, I would love to know what that is, because I would also probably go with Haji if everybody is healthy. But you're right. I think that's a really good point, Cody, is that he's probably seeing something that Pepe is giving that Haji isn't in training or
Yeah.
in some games. And it just might be, the willingness, to do what's right, to follow the plan. It might be any of that. I don't know. I'm not trying to downplay Haji and what he can do. And he's also kind of played Pepe out wide a little bit sometimes too. So
Mhm.
There's options there of what he can do, and it's always that, do you wanna shuffle the whole team around in order to maximize doing something with all the players you have, or do you wanna just only replace one player so everybody else is doing the exact same thing they've already been doing? And I know there's a logic a little bit to both the directions of that sometimes. In this case, I think because you only have so much time to work with a national team, you stick with what's working, stick with everybody doing what they normally do, and then do the best fill in you can. And that seems to me to be right, but we'll see if I'm wrong.
I could see, Pepe, I don't know, maybe being best as a false nine type player that, since he can combine pretty well, maybe that's something that would be a solution.
Yeah.
And I don't know, people have brought up Pulisic could play, up there as well, but I don't
Yeah.
know if I like that option.
Well, yeah, the response to that I heard of somebody maybe doing something in a false nine, the best response to that I that I heard was that anything that you wanna do that would change what Weston McKennie and Malik Tillman and
Yeah.
all of that, anything that's gonna change what they've been doing in the midfield is almost a non-starter.
Hmm.
Like, you just need somebody up there to be able to tap in some of the chances that they're going to create, hopefully. So, yeah, I don't know.
I think, I know we talked earlier, mentioned it, Thad did, that, Portugal plays a little bit too much for Ronaldo, right? I don't know. I see that a little bit with us actually playing short balls into Balogun to run onto when we're close to the box. I'd like to see a little more of other guys being more greedy in that box, and maybe this situation will lend itself to that because they know he's not there now and they'll be a little more aggressive themselves. I don't know, but there were times where it's like, okay, why are you playing a short pass to Balogun? Why don't you just take a rip?
Yeah,
Okay.
that's a good point.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about Belgium. Hopefully, this can be a redemption game for 2014. Belgium has that same golden generation. Most of those guys, the key guys that were on the field for them, are still on the field now, and they are 8 years. Sorry, that was 24. They're 12 years older now. So this is a different team. Belgium, even at the peak of their powers, was always kind of a team that, even though they were probably the best in the world there for a few years, just couldn't quite find it. They would have games where they just wouldn't do it, and they're like that even more now. So it's still kind of a question. And Lukaku coming off the bench is still a very large, very scary man who can still score goals. Robert, what's your just general confidence about this game?
Well, you're alluding to the fact that I think they are the oldest starting lineup, at least the starting lineup they had versus Senegal in the tournament, if not the oldest and very near. And they subbed out the 56th minute and got fairly, a lot younger with those
Mhm.
subs that they eventually
Yeah.
did. They did more shortly thereafter. So I think my question coming in is, okay, if I am the Belgium coach, am I seeing this and seeing that my guys weren't able to perform against Senegal team that's very athletic, which the U.S. is athletic? Am I going to start these younger guys and leave De Bruyne, for the bench and other guys?
Mm. Well, if I it's just me right now, leaving De Bruyne on the bench would make me happy.
Because you're afraid of him. I know you're a Kevin
Yeah.
lover.
Yes, of course I am. He's old, but that's the kind of guy that can still ping balls from anywhere
Mhm.
on the field. When he was when he was young and fit, he could still ping a ball from the first third to the final third through 3 lines of players, no problem, and he could still do that kind of thing. So, yeah,
It
that would be ballsy. I don't think that one is quite necessarily the same as revolving everything around Ronaldo for Portugal.
Yeah.
But,
Sure,
yeah,
sure.
it'd be interesting. They're doing it with Lukaku, and that seems to be working. So De Bruyne off the bench is also something that scares me. So I don't know.
Well, I mean, yeah, a triangle, threat of De Bruyne, Doku, and Lukaku up front, I think could be a
Yeah.
nightmare for sure. Because what De Bruyne has been doing is at times he'll shift out to the wing,
Mhm.
and I can just see him and Doku just going at Ream and Robinson, and that scares me.
Yeah, don't allow them to be on that side, period. Not that we want them working their magic anywhere, but I definitely don't want it on the Ream side. God.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, just like we talk about a lot of different situations where you just can't leave players on the bench, even though they're older and slower. Man, I would be surprised if they put De Bruyne on the bench just to bring him off in the second half because he does so. His game isn't about that he's fast or, I mean, it isn't about the fact he's young or old. It's the fact of his skill that he
Yeah.
has acquired over so many years. And maybe he doesn't run as much or something. I don't know, but he
Well,
can still do what he needs to do even at his age.
but the game changed, dramatically in Belgium's favor when he was taken off.
Yeah, I mean that's true, but I do think there's that youth and exuberance there. But that might have been they could bring those guys in other spots and do that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Speaking of KDB, at the beginning of his career, not even the beginning, at the middle, at the peak of his career, he kind of had a face that people made fun of, like a punchable face or like kind of a nerd. And that dude has aged into a handsome guy. He is now debonair all of a sudden. Kevin De Bruyne is the best he's ever looked in his career in his 30s.
That's only something you could speak on, Cody. I have no clue.
Yeah, I gotta shout out the gingers. Gingers age well. Okay, so we did recently play Belgium and did recently get our ass kicked by Belgium in one of these warm-ups. It was 5-2. I'm just looking at the roster here. The front four are the four. What do you got, Robert?
I've got the people that were missing for us and for them, if that's where you're going. Sorry, Cody. We were without Freeman, Dest, Adams, Richards, and Fries in the starting 11. Belgium was missing Lukaku, Trossard, and sorry if I'm butchering these names, Vanaken, and goalkeeper Cortios.
Well, yeah, where I was going with this was just listen to, okay, the people were missing there, but the starters that the U.S. had, Matt Turner was starting, Tim Weah was at right back, Mark McKenzie was in there, Robinson and Ream, Johnny Cardoso, Tanner Tessman. So the team looked quite a bit different.
Mm-hmm.
And I've said this before, everything before Paraguay doesn't count. I felt when that happened, that was the first time we were seeing everything that Poch was trying to do with his preferred lineup. There was no more testing, no more tweaking, no more who can do this, where do we go? This was the system, the formation, and the exact players that he wanted, and everything was up from there. So this wasn't that long ago, but it feels like it was 10 years ago. This 5-2 loss feels like it was 10 years ago, and we are way removed from it. Are you guys with me on that, or am I doing too much?
Okay, maybe a year ago. I don't know about 10.
Okay, a year ago. Yeah.
Okay, I hate to do this, Cody. Yes, I agree with you, but the Paraguay game that we were pointing to as being the epitome of how the U.S. has played or can play or the best they've ever played.
No, it's this. That was the starting point of when Poch had his team.
Yeah, but it was one half we looked really, really, really good, and the second half was like,
Yeah, without
with
Pulisic.
Pulisic out, and the next game was without Pulisic. The next game was okay. We did a very good workmanlike performance with Pulisic.
Okay, hold on. Back up though. You say 2-0 against Australia in the World Cup was performance. That right there alone has come a long way. If we would have beat Australia in the last World Cup 2-0, that would have felt amazing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. And I got to throw this trivia out there for you now, since we went there or close to it.
Okay.
You saw Poch has become the most winning U.S. men's national team manager in the World Cup.
I did.
How many does he have?
3 now.
3.
4. Yeah, 3.
Yep. They played 4 games. They lost the one.
Right.
But he's with 3. Do you know who is the rest of them that even has?
It was Bruce and Bob?
Well, Bruce has 2.
And Bob
you would
doesn't.
think
Bob
he'd have
only has
more.
1. Oh,
Bob
so
only has one.
Jurgen had 2?
No, Jurgen has 1. Robert Millar.
Oh, Gansler.
No.
There were 2 coaches that had 2 behind him, right?
Yeah, Bruce Arena and Robert Millar.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh,
right.
of course. Yeah, him.
That's right.
Yeah.
Bradley and Berhalter and Klinsman
The
and
guy from the
Milutinovic
50s.
has one, and William
Bora.
Jeffrey has one.
Okay.
So did Bradley even have a win?
I guess not.
Yeah, not according to this list. I'll have to go back and double check that, but that when they have that little coaching panel of Bradley and Arena
Right. Yeah.
and Berhalter, I'm almost wanting to say, just shut up, guys.
So, Cody, going back to that March game, we did take the lead in that game, McKinney goal, and then it was disaster, like, what, for a 15-minute stretch? I think it was maybe end of first half, beginning of second half. So, yeah, I mean, that's a little bit deceiving, too, even that result. I mean, it's a terrible result, but, we did have a handle of that game for a while and just got away from us.
Handle for a while. Yeah.
Nice way of putting it.
Yeah.
I,
But,
I, I understand what you're saying, but yeah,
yeah.
it definitely got away.
So I am heartened by the fact that, again, our athletic profile, not maybe as strong as Senegal's, but they overwhelmed Belgium with their athleticism. Beautiful goal in their first goal, great header.
Yeah.
But I'm also heartened by the fact that Senegal was up 2-0 and they did not play it very well when they were up 2-0. They took a lot of risks. They still were allowed a lot of route one. They, instead of holding the ball back and keeping possession, they would try some risky things, when they're up 2-0 and they should be a little smarter. Their goalkeeper comes out, totally misses the ball to the 6-yard box to allow Belgium's second goal.
Yeah.
So they a bit shot themselves in the foot, in my opinion, as well. And I think we're going to be a lot smarter than that if we find ourselves in that position. Hopefully we do.
I could not agree more. Yeah. That's there was a lack of organization in closing a game out there a little bit. But we had a kind of a watch party at work, and I was sitting there explaining to a bunch of soccer casuals what the most dangerous lead in sports meant. And it was just so perfectly timed. Like 2 minutes after I had that conversation, they got the goal, and then 3 minutes later, they had the other goal. Yeah, that was a wild game, and Robert, I think that's a really good point. I think Pochettino has this team a bit more organized and in the right mindset than to make some of those mistakes you make in closing out a game.
Let's hope so. I mean, so far so good, right? But there's still some players out there that I do not 100% trust, but that's what we have.
Okay. And
Like
that would
who?
be whom? Yeah.
You can't just say
Ream.
that.
Ream,
Okay.
Robinson at times. I mean,
Mhm.
there's players that are on the bench that if they had to come in, I wouldn't necessarily fully trust to do the right things all the time.
We'll see
Reina,
what. Okay, but
Weah.
to add Tim Ream to that, I think we're doing different things in my head because Tim is going to do the right thing. It's whether he can
Yes.
physically accomplish it. Like he's gonna make the correct decision, I think.
Well, most of the time there's been a couple games where he has and maybe because he can't do it physically, he started to do the right thing if he was 10 years younger, but couldn't do it and then was indecisive and came back or something. There's been a couple of those, but that's been against Germany. I think there
Yeah.
was one of those. Senegal. There's might have been. I don't think there was one that hurt us in the World Cup. So he's doing the right things, and you're right. It is doing a disservice to him. He is a very accomplished defender, and I just consistently worry about the speed and his
Yeah.
ability to get to certain things that he maybe could have gotten. He's never been like the fastest absolute guy, but he could have maybe got to it a few years ago.
Yeah, we've all been talking about the defenses, maybe still the question mark and all that, but guys, they've been doing really good. Again, I'm kind of cheating when I say just throw out the Turkey A game. That one doesn't count. But the defense has been looking really good. I do still have that feeling that once we do start to play some of these big dogs, I think the age, if we're worried about the age and speed of Ream, then the age and speed of Belgium is going to be a factor, is going to be the same thing for them as well. But when you hit a team like Spain,
Yeah.
yes, I think that there are going to be some holes in that defense. Spain or Portugal, I guess, is what that could be. Yeah. So I don't know. That is still kind of a question there once we hit some much tougher opponents, but they've looked pretty good. I think the defense has held up pretty good so far.
And even going back to the Germany game in the warm-ups, remember there was a foul outside the box. Havertz got that goal 2 minutes in, which kind of threw everything off, and it was a pretty spectacular goal.
Mhm.
After that, though, the US took it to him for a good chunk of the game, got tied it back up with Robinson in the 35th, 37th minute, something like that.
Mhm.
And then, Sane got the winner later, but they were the they were battling Germany even or better for a good chunk of that game. And it was just the one early goal that really turned it.
Yeah. Yeah, although it turns out just Germany just sucks now. So
Yeah. They've been they had their confidence challenged by the US in Chicago, and they've never been the same since.
lost their first World Cup shootout. That's crazy.
So, guys, 4-2-3-1 is what Belgium plays. We can talk about the significance once again of a formation, but they play out of that similar to what we do in the midfield in a pentagon type shape. So, just like most soccer games, I think this game is ultimately going to be decided in that midfield. Who can dominate that midfield? As we do play in a similar style with similar numbers. So, I'm pretty confident in our midfield. I think Tyler Adams is really maybe going to have to end up helping Ream and Robinson if Doku is on that side and causing issues, which is going to pull McKennie over, which could cause some gaps in our midfield. But ultimately, those two Pentagon midfields are going to battle, and it's going to be it's going to be a war.
It's gonna be a war no matter what.
Yeah.
Like I read off all those scores from the first round of knockouts. There was a few that were more than one goal, but most of them are one goal games. This will probably be a one goal game. I would like it to be a blowout that we just destroy Belgium and, end their golden generation once and for all, put it out the pasture, shoot it, fleece it, wear it as a skin rug for the rest of their lives. Or that wasn't very well
Wow.
described either, but I would love to just destroy Belgium. Um, but it would be a feather in our cap as to the advancement of this program and get them further. So destroy them.
Every game that we can keep this run going is massive for the sport of soccer in our country. So, Thad, you're saying one goal game here. Give me a prediction. How many can we score without Balogun? Is this a 1-0 grinded out win?
2-1.
2-1. Robert, what do you got?
That's a weak offering, sad Bill. This is
Yeah,
the go-to,
mine's
isn't it?
gonna be
What do you
more
want me to
fun.
do? Like, give a outlandish prediction of 7-0? I mean,
I say it's going to be 2-2. It goes to PKs.
that worries me.
3-1. I was gonna say 4-2. We can't score 4 goals though.
Well, I tell you what,
should.
Pulisic is due. Dest is due. McKennie, let's just say he's due as well. And who else are we going to throw in there that needs to score a goal? Tyler Adams is due.
Yeah,
So,
there you go.
it's going to come through.
Yeah, you say that kind of tongue in cheek, but you mentioned Pulisic there. I The team has been playing good. Malik has been playing is maybe the only guy on the team that has been playing perhaps better than we absolutely knew that they were. And I think several guys on this team still have another gear, and I
Mhm.
still think the team can be better. And they have moments where they can put it all together. And if again, I still just think they're growing. Paraguay was the first game of the Pochettino era. They're still growing into this, and I still think that there's more to unlock for several of these players. And like you said, Christian is due. Christian hadn't even gotten on the board yet. Yeah, this is coming. This is coming. Boys are gonna be hungry.
They've
And
scored 11 goals in this World Cup.
Wow.
11.
4-2-3-2.
Yep.
Or 4-2-2-2. So yeah, no, not 11, 10.
8.
10.
But I wasn't terribly impressed with Belgium's defending, especially in the first, half? Pretty passive around their box. So I was surprised by that. I'm hoping they keep that up. So, maybe we can take advantage early.
Yeah,
Jumping on top, obviously, is critical.
Yeah.
So,
Same game plan. Come at them. No reason to be afraid. Bring the game to them. Be aggressive. Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I'm sure that's what they're
Yeah.
going to do. Yeah.
10 goals, 6 different goal scorers.
That's impressive.
And there's been World Cups we scored 1.
Right. Okay.
Yep. 10. Yep.
So Balogun got that red card and got a rare achievement of red card and a goal in the same game. How many people have achieved that
In a World Cup.
For U.S. or overall?
overall?
In a World
good
Cup, you're
Lord.
saying.
Yeah.
Is it below 10?
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm
3.
forgetting another World Cup red card.
Well, there's a very famous one that you'll immediately go, oh yeah. Zinedine Zidane.
Oh, I was on Americans.
No,
Yeah, Zidane, the Zidane header. That's right.
But Beckham got a red in the World Cup. Did he not score in that game?
not according to this list.
Okay.
There's only 4 who have done it. Balogun.
How about
Zidane.
there's gonna be like a Brazilian, like a Ronaldo.
There will be 2 Brazilians.
Ronaldo and Ronaldinho. No. He was too nice. How about what's that guy's name? Casemiro? No.
No, you actually had it with Ronaldinho.
Oh, I did?
Okay.
Yeah. And Garrincha in 1962.
Oh, yeah.
Another, of
Who
course.
could forget Garrincha?
I've seen a couple lists that didn't include him because they actually rescinded his red card and allowed him to play. So they gave him a red card. He got thrown out of the
that
game.
was a thing?
And
Can we do that?
But FIFA said, you know what? We want him to play in the next game. So they let him play.
Favoritism.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Predictions are in. I'm feeling very good about this. We need American exceptionalism and ingenuity to pay off. We'll be right back.
This summer, serve up the Cookout Classics, Kraft Mayo and Dressing. Toss green salads with delicious ranch dressing or zesty Italian. Serve smooth, craveably creamy potato salads with mayo. We all know it's not a cookout without Kraft.
This episode is brought to you by Perfect Bistro Cat Food. Hey guys, today I'm interviewing my cat about his perfect bistro food. Percy, you seem to be a big Perfect Bistro fan. Care to comment? Totally. What do you like about it? You love the high-quality ingredients? And the delicious flavors, of course. Yeah, that makes a ton of sense. Listen to Percy, guys. Visit perfectbistro.com to try it for your cat.
Ordena el FIFA World Cup Meal Deal en McDonald's. Llévatelo con un McChicken por $8 o con un McDouble por $9. Incluye papitas pequeñas, refresco, 4 McNuggets y un vaso coleccionable. Precios y participación pueden variar por tiempo limitado hasta agotar existencias. No disponible con McDelivery.
Get business done with the new American Express Graphite Business Cash Unlimited card. With unlimited 2% cash back on all eligible purchases. Unlimited 5% cash back on flights and prepaid hotels booked through American Express Travel Online. And a flexible spending capacity that can grow with your business. You'll have the confidence to keep building. Apply today and earn a welcome offer of $1,500 cash back after you spend $50,000 in qualifying purchases on your new card within the first 6 months of card membership. Terms apply. Learn more at go.amex/graphite.
All right. So we had the Colombia game, 1-0 over Ghana last night. Very late night for all of us. There were so many exciting games in this round of 32. And this one just, I'm not sure this was one of them. Ghana just did not bring it in the way some of these other teams. It was just like a shock after seeing Cabo Verde line up against Argentina and just fight with every fiber of their being. And then in that game, I was like, Ghana was like, Dude, there are 15 minutes left. You're down. They weren't even throwing people forward. Then there were 3 minutes left, and they're still not throwing people forward. Ghana just wasn't up for it in that one. But it was a beautiful game. The Colombian fans are crazy and loud. And last night on the plaza, all the way into the after party of that game last night, Colombia made that a fun environment.
Yeah, they were definitely very into it, a little too into it, because that's the only crowd I've seen throw stuff on the field and light off smoke bombs in the stadium.
Yeah, multiple smoke bombs. One
Yeah.
person was smart enough to wait till the final whistle, but I did see a couple in the middle of the game, and they got quickly put out.
Not sure how quickly. But yeah,
No, these fans were loud. We were having a discussion are they louder? Was this louder than the Argentina game? And it might have been. I don't know if it's loud is just the only category here on best fans, but yeah, Colombia on just a corner kick in the 3rd minute of the game, the crowd goes insane, just screaming like they have scored a goal already. Yeah, the game was a lot of fun. I got to sneak outside for this one as well. Like the anthems, I was out there for that. It was a good environment.
So can you imagine Colombia, Argentina? I mean, they had that, what am I trying to say? South American Cup, whatever that's called, battle in 2024. Yes,
I
thank you.
wanted to let
couldn't
that
think of
sit there.
And then anytime they were watching the game, the fans were Argentina game before, and anytime anything happened, especially when Verde scored, they were going nuts. Those Colombian fans did not want Argentina to win that match.
No, they did not.
If they play each other here, that's going to be insane.
I was at the fan fest out front of the stadium watching it, and that was a pro Cabo Verde crowd for sure. And yeah, Robert, I was having that conversation last night too. Since Ronaldo and Portugal messed it up, if we're not going to get Messi versus Ronaldo for that quarterfinal, if we can get Argentina versus Colombia in a quarterfinal here, I mean, that is a great matchup.
For sure.
That might be the first one we actually see violence in the stands, though.
That's true.
Well, the game in Miami in that Copa that had all of those issues and way too many people sneaking in and all that. That was Argentina, Colombia.
Yeah.
Yep. Sure was.
I was in the media center, kind of watching the end of that game, and Colombian media does not believe in being neutral in any way, shape, or form.
Oh my God. As bad as any of them in this World Cup.
By the end of it, there was a whole lot of the American media that was cheering against Argentina as well.
Yeah.
And, I love a good upset story, and I love watching Messi play. So I'm kind of torn in between watching that game. But yeah, I was surprised how many media was just outright rooting against Argentina at that point.
Okay, guys. Sperry tweets that some guy knocked out cold, unconscious, shouldn't go back into the match. And I go into our Slack channel and I ask, who got knocked out? And Chad responds, nobody. The game's not over yet. I'm like, no. So did somebody get nearly knocked unconscious? What was Sperry tweeting about?
Oh, yeah, I guess one of the players did. I'm in a spot where I can see that happen.
Yeah.
There was, I don't know which one he was referring to, because again, when a guy's laying down on the ground, I'm not just staring at him through the camera lens. I'm looking around at other stuff. There was 2 different instances where guys was down on the ground for a pretty long time, and they brought out stretchers.
Okay.
I don't think in either case anybody went out on a stretcher, but it's always that sad face of guys carry the stretcher all the way out to the field and get told no, and then they got to walk back with an empty stretcher. I think that they just feel like they haven't fulfilled their job.
They walk right next to the guy limping away. They walk right there, just giving him moral support.
It's they're going along with the death march next to him. Dun, 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 dun. Something like that. Yeah, so I don't know. That must have been what it was.
Yeah.
Because there was 2 subs in the first half and I think that was probably the first one.
So, Harry Kane's performance for England, just France, everybody. My God, they are so good. Definitely my favorites. But what was your favorite moment in this round of 32, guys?
Favorite moment? I mean, the Netherlands Morocco shootout, those PKs. That was as fun as it was getting. I think. I don't know. So, how about we've been talking a lot about toes and molecules being offside and calling back goals and all of that. Uh, in the Portugal Croatia game, Croatia had a winner called back, not for an offside, but we do the little seismograph on the ball.
Yep.
So I like that. I like that we're doing that. But my issue with that one specifically is that we can't see. They just show a flat line and then a bump with no. It's not lined up with we don't see it happen live. We don't see any of the other bumps in the play. And that's my problem is they just show this thing like, look, there was a bump there. And we can't see exactly when that happened or any of that. Because when I look at where that is, it looks to me like that bump is not lining up for when it crosses this guy's head. So that's the point of this goal is did it touch a Croatian player? If it did, it was going to be offside. They say that it glanced his head. So the point I'm making is I just want to see the whole graph. I want to see the kick of the ball. I want to see it pass his head. And when that bump comes on the thing, I want to see it hit the ground. I want to see the shot. I want to see all of that. And that would make me feel much better about this because I didn't like the way it felt. Because I still to this day, I don't see a touch. I don't see it.
Don't see the ball change direction.
You don't see that's how you can always tell. The ball's spinning or it's not spinning, and then there's a little slight change of direction. None of that. I see nothing.
Well, that was our question last night because, we work with the game balls, right? And, the guy who's the head of it all, we're like, hey, his name's Dirk. So, hey, Dirk, does the ball pick up that slight of a touch? And he was firm in his answer that indeed the technology can pick up that slight of a touch. So that was our question.
Well, yeah, I mean, it better. If it doesn't, then what are we even doing here?
Yeah, it's just incredible that it can do that, though.
I will allow that it can pick up that slight of a touch, but I'm going along with Cody here because if you cannot demonstrate that that touch happened at that point,
Right.
I can create a graph and throw it up there, right? After the fact, 2 days
Exactly.
later, right? I need to see if you're going to show this and it's going to be judged in real time, then I need to 2 minutes later be able to see a video lined up with that little tiny bitty bump that had happened at exactly that moment. Because otherwise, I'm not saying that there was any cheating or any foul play here.
But how do we know?
But you need to remove the
Yes.
possibility that we can say that it was a foul play, cheating, in something improper happening. Remove the doubt. Just have the technology ready. If you're going to have the technology that can do X, do the technology that can do X plus 1 and show us what is going on within a minute or two, because they can show that little graph that shows there was a pinky across the pinky can't score, so that doesn't matter, but a big toe across the line that and actually we need to check, maybe that guy doesn't have a big toe, maybe that didn't actually maybe that's been chopped off, who knows,
Maybe
right?
his boot was just too big.
Right. So anyway, you need to be able to check that and see that and give us a comfortability that you're not screwing somebody in favor of Portugal.
But for me, it's not even about we're fans and we think you're cheating, FIFA. It's more just if you're showing this that it's so exact. I've even thought of this on offsides.
Yeah.
And because we talk about this whenever they don't have that goal line technology. I want to know if what I'm seeing, that freeze frame where they show the line, they never show us that that's the exact moment that his foot touched the ball on the pass. You know what I mean? When we don't have that goal line technology, that's a question. When we see the freeze frame, it's like, is his foot touching that ball? Has it already touched it? So there's even that, and it's not that we just think they're cheating. It's if you're showing how exact it is, and you have it, then show us on the seismograph. I don't even know what we call it. I'm calling it a seismograph. Then show us that synced up with the play so we can see it happen. It just seems logical. It just seems like, of course you would do that. What's this just random line with a bump on it? What is that telling anyone?
Well, I think we all know that the thing with technology is it advances quicker than our ability to deal with it. And I
Mhm.
think we're kind of maybe seeing that here. And I think part of the legacy of this World Cup is going to be pulling back maybe a little bit or handling this technology better. This is kind of a marker for that, where it's going to, okay, we need to make some adjustments here and what we're doing.
It's such an interesting discussion for me because I have felt in so many ways I felt that VAR did improve and they got things right in this World Cup because of it. There's been so many times where you can't review this kind of thing, and it seems like they have done away with that in this one. Like it just seems like they can review almost anything except for some reason they can't give a corner kick on a touch. Like, if they called a goal kick, they can't review
Right.
it to give a corner.
There have been a number of instances of that.
Still one random thing, but, like, I'm just thinking of, the Tim Ream got called for a foul, in the Paraguay game, and they just very quickly called it back and reviewed it and actually gave the yellow card and entirely reversed it, and you just don't always see that, and I think that they've done a lot of things good here, but then, the casual Americans checking in and just being frustrated by the toes and butt cheeks and whatever being offside. So I don't know. I guess we can take a second on that. Where do you guys stand on that? The line has to be somewhere. Is my stance on this. The line's got to be somewhere, and wherever that line is, there's gonna be molecules offside or just not offside. So I don't know. What do you guys think of this?
Go ahead, Robert.
Well, we were talking a little bit about this last night. I mean, okay, they're thinking of adjusting the rule. They're going to try it out, I think, in a youth World Cup or something like that. A guy was saying last night. But is it 3 inches is okay to be offside, or is it 5 or 6? So yeah, it's going to be
Okay,
interesting to see how it
okay,
plays
but see,
out.
hold on. My point about the line has to be somewhere. I've heard this. Okay, a 3 inches of leeway. Okay, they can build that into the graphic and in that shot that they show us. So 3 inches of leeway. Next World Cup, someone is going to be 3.5 inches
Right.
offside, and
Yep.
we're gonna be like, "Oh, what are we doing?" So that's my point. Is like the line has to be somewhere. Everybody knows where the line is right now, and I don't know. It's gotta be exact. How can we just do this of where it's like, yeah, whatever the referee, it was close enough. But if you're on the other side of that, like the line has to be somewhere. And I know it sucks, but the players know it. We all know it going in. I don't know.
Well, it's the problem is it's so hard to be exact. I mean, down to the micron, down to the electron level or something. You know what I mean? Like it's gonna always be a possibility that no, they were 2 electrons off on this,
Yeah.
this measurement because we're also talking about bodies moving across a field at high rate of speed and trying to have some exactness to that. There's I almost want to go to the if you're completely past a defender, now it counts as offside versus only being partly past them. Things like that. There's different things you can do, but it's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be that way. For VARs, though, I would like to say that especially when we get to knockout games and we don't have more than one game going on at a time, have a centralized VAR so that it's consistent the way they do it. And you could do that through a lot of the tournament because the only time that there was multiple games going on really was the final round of the
Last day
group
of the group
stage,
stage.
right? So you could still probably just have two VAR groups sitting next to each other somewhere
Hmm.
doing this, and you don't have that way. There's just a consistency to how the VAR is being done,
Yeah.
and people are not going, "Oh, this game they did this, and that game they did that."
Okay. So we've got 8 games here in the round of 16. On one side, it's Paraguay, France, Canada, Morocco, Portugal, Spain, and USA, Belgium. And then on the other side, it's Brazil, Norway, Mexico, England, Argentina, Egypt, and Switzerland, Colombia. So the chaos of all of the World Cup is going to start to slow down a little bit here. If anyone's got fatigue, anyone's been watching 3 or 4 games a day like I have for the last seemingly month, it's about to slow down a little bit, but the games are going to get even better. Of all of those games I just said, Robert, what's one of them that you're looking forward to?
I'm going to
You're,
hate watch today. I'm gonna hope that Morocco can take out Jesse Marsh.
Yeah. I feel you on that one.
And then this France Paraguay game. Paraguay might give them a little more battle, but as
Come on,
I said
Paraguay.
earlier, France is just so good all over the place. It's
They are.
almost unfair. Almost unfair.
They are. I don't know how anyone is going to beat them, but I also didn't think that Argentina and Messi were going to be able to beat them the last time either. And just crazy things happen in a World
And,
Cup. So I
and
don't
then we
know.
talked about it earlier, that Mexico-England game is going to be great, I
Oh
think.
my
And
gosh.
then I wouldn't be shocked if Holland and Norway knock off Brazil.
That's the one I'm like maybe most excited for. That is
Yeah.
just going to be such a fun game. And yeah, Holland taking on some of the bigger stars in the world. That's going to be great. The defense though for Norway is a question there, and some of the individual talent there for Brazil. They can put some numbers up, but then Brazil can give up a bunch of goals too. That could be a 4-3 thriller. Like who knows?
Yeah. I don't think Norway's deep enough to take Brazil. I would
Yeah.
love to see it just for the entertainment value and
Yeah.
because of Holland, and I would like to see them row some more, but
Yeah, that was pretty cool. But I thought it was so funny when Holland made that touch. He's like, "Oh shit, I didn't get enough on it." And he
Yeah.
followed up. He had his panic on his face just for a moment, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Oh, okay, I'm good."
Yeah, I am the Mexico-England game. That's obviously one of the most exciting ones here too. We talked about it a little bit, but Robert, if England plays like they did against the Congo, Mexico is gonna eat them.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's going to be in Mexico, Azteca, right? And
The Azteca. How
it's
do they
going to
get to play
be
all their games there? Is that
it's going to
fair?
be an atmosphere because they won their group, unlike Canada, who screwed up, and now we have to play the
Well,
U.S.
we won our group. Why didn't we get to play every game in LA?
Okay,
they
Seattle. I mean, come on, it's not that far, right?
they got to play all of them on the West Coast as long as they
That's
won.
true. That's true. No, it really just pleases me that the UK and their fans are gonna have to experience a little bit of CONCACAF and see what it's like here in Mexico City at the hostile environment of the Azteca. Makes me happy. That's gonna be such a fun game. I admittedly I'm a hater. I've been rooting against Mexico, but it would be fun to see them do this.
Yeah. This is a game that I don't want anybody to win. I mean, I
Yeah.
want to root against England. I want to root against
Yeah.
Mexico, and giant space meteor of death is about the only winner that I could hope for. Not for real. But yeah, so
I
almost either
think
way it goes, I'll be
maybe
happy
I
for
think
Zach.
maybe I'm leaning Mexico just for the disrespect that we get from England and, you know, yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's basically it right there. Just because of the disrespect we get for them, and then they're unimpressed that we beat Mexico and can win the Gold Cup, and then maybe they can't do it. That would be pleasing to me to see.
But then they're going to blame Kansas City because they were based here. They never should have been based here, and that's why England lost.
Well, we are
But I
known
was
for tacos, so
but I was looking this
Ah.
up. The sole prior encounter between Mexico and England was 1966. England defeated
What?
England defeated Mexico 2-0 at Wembley. Bobby
They've
Charlton and Roger Hunt scored.
they've played against each other one time in the history of the
Yep,
earth.
round of 16. Yep.
Wow.
Yep.
Heck yeah. That's gonna be a really
I
fun
think
one.
Mexico needs its revenge.
All right. Argentina, Egypt, that's gonna be a fun one too. Yeah, I'm keeping my eyes on those two down at the bottom there, Egypt and Colombia. Hopefully we'll advance to come back to Kansas
Yes.
City.
Oh, Egypt? Oh, I'd
I'm
rather
sorry.
Argentina.
Sorry, Argentina and Colombia.
Okay, that's what you meant.
Okay. Any other final thoughts here, gentlemen?
Hey, it's been a great World Cup, guys. I mean, we've been
So
fortunate to be
good.
able to experience a lot of it here, which has been amazing. But I'm going to be so, I don't know, emotional or just upset when it's over.
Yeah, I will
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and because we've all got to be part of it in a different, each in a different way. Robert being the volunteer and being around all that stuff down there, and Cody in the press box being all swanky and stuff, and me down sweating on the field.
Yeah.
I did a lot of sweating last night. It was very hot out there.
So it's been fun.
Been great.
Hopefully we get to go to the next one. I
So
have
where are we
doubts.
watching the U.S.? Cody, you're going where for the U.S. game?
I don't know yet. I might go somewhere fun for the Mexico-England game just
Yeah,
to
right.
see the spectacle that one is.
Yeah.
I got some friends that are Mexican national team fans, so I might go join them. I don't know for the U.S. So again, I've said this before. Really big games, I don't do well around crowds. Oh, and it was actually in the crowd last night watching the Argentina Cabo Verde game. Had these people behind me, and it was just the exact reason I can't do that in big moments. And it's like they were just every little thing, like, oh, is there a deflection? And like, oh, they got to review it. And it's just the comments from people all around you at these events. It really, really takes me out of the game because I can't not listen to them. So I don't know. That might be Cody at home alone, pacing in front of his TV, walking around. But,
Weeks ago, I volunteered for my employer, Central Bank, to go do the activation at Sporting. So I'll be
really?
working during the U.S. game Monday night.
Oh, cool.
But I hope
okay.
everybody's watching the game during the game and I can actually watch instead of having to work.
Okay.
I will probably be home on the couch watching it.
If we get through this game, I'll just be happy to be in the quarterfinal. And if we're taking on Spain, then, there's no nerves. There's no pressure on me. I can just go have fun and watch that one. I'll go anywhere for that.
I kind of hope Portugal gets past Spain, even though I doubt it.
I don't.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
I don't.
Why?
I like Spain. I think they're warming up. Well, I don't like Ronaldo.
I don't either, but I would like the U.S. to be the ones that have a chance to knock them out. That's the point.
Well, it'd be more
Spain's
fun
the
to knock
better
out
team.
Spain. Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, they are.
Spain,
I don't know how Portugal have done this. How are they still alive?
Smoke and mirrors.
It is.
They have a better team than what their star is.
Okay, but then also people would have said that about Argentina at that last World Cup. They lost that first one and then kind of skated by Mexico, and then they were just staying alive barely, and then won the whole damn thing. So who knows?
That's sometimes what it takes. It's just surviving.
And that's what we done.
That's what the Yanks have done. That's what we're going to have to do again. Okay. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next week.
Just been sent off. Supporters strong and all gone soft. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. Give me beer or whiskey, wine or gin, anything to shake this mood I'm in. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking. My football team's got me drinking.